Hello everyone. This is the third lecture in the series of Learn and Practice English, and in this lecture I'm going to explain a very important topic that is about articles. This is like a very hot topic for the beginners, especially when they are look at the sentences and identify these words like a and the and have a confusion when we use a and when we use an and when we use the. So after watching this video, I hope you have no doubt and I hopefully clear all your doubts related with the articles. So stay tuned and stick to the video till the end. So let's start with this very beautiful table which basically give you a very brief idea about the topics and especially when we use a and the, and it very importantly identifies the areas in which we have to use a and or the. Normally, a and comes like a pair, but the difference where we use, I just show you on the next slide when we go through the next page. But at this point, you just look at the examples and look at these important things that is written in the middle of the column. So let's see a and the middle column says general, one of many. What does it mean? It means that when you have to select one out of many, in that situation you can use a or an, but it depends when we use an and when we use a. So let's take out the examples. How what I want to buy a car. Basically, I want to buy a car means you are selecting a particular car, a one car out of many, because in a showroom, in a car showroom, there are lots of car and you are willing to buy a particular car, so it means you have a selection out of many. So in that way you can use a or an. So why we use are and why we use and, I just explain you on the next page because there is a lot of beautiful explanation here with great examples. But at this point we are going to look at a very general way of identifying the areas in which we can use a and the. And if you look at the second example, that is about he's eating an apple. Again, he's eating an apple means he has selected apple as a fruit out of many fruits. So the situation is verified one out of many. And if we look at the da condition, that is very specific. General, specific. When we see a and, we have an idea that the sentence is about a general sentence. When we see the, then basically means there is something special, something specific. So look at this example. Tokyo is the capital of Japan because Japan has only one capital. That is very specific. So we use the articles in that sentence. And in the same way, if we see the second example, the new Chinese restaurant is very good. So in that sentence, there is a particular, we are talking about a particular Chinese restaurant, specific Chinese restaurant. That is why we use the article here. And in the same way, you can see the other examples as well in which you find something very special, something very specific. That is why we use the article. So now we are look at the very good explanation of the situations when we use a and the. Till now we have an idea that a and an are basically used when we have like a general situations, and the we use when we have a specific situations. But how we differentiate these two conditions, a and an? Basically, when we see the words like a, e, I, o, u, like apple, starting word is a, egg, starting word is e, ice cream, starting word is I. But some people say that we use and when we have a word start with a vowel. This is wrong because we use R. That is not a vowel starting word, but we use an. So in that way, people's statement becomes wrong. The actual and correct explanation of selecting article and is basically we look at the sound of these vowels. Sound. So if we see this word, this sounds like R. H is silent in sound situation. So basically, we only look at the sound of these vowels rather than the exact spellings. Okay, so this is a very good example. We will look at the some quiz as well at the end of this lecture, and after you will get very sure about the use of n. Now if you have any other situations other than this situation, and the situation is very general, remember a and n both are applicable to general sentence situations, and when we have a specific situations then we use the article the. But how we differentiate these a and n? So this is the reason that these twos are differentiated by the sound of these vowels, and other than these sounds we have to use the word a. And in that example, a very good example like uniform, this is basically a vowel. If we look at the, if we go with the statement of people like all those words whose starting word is vowel, we must use articles, but in that situation people statement again wrong. And if we look at this explanation, this also correct in that situation as well, because we say that sound of these things, and if we sound the uniform, it sound like you. So basically, it's not the sound of these vowels. So that is the reason we use A in place of an. So I hope you understand the difference between A and an situations, although they have the same situation for the general cases sentences. And a very important thing is do not use the with countries or cities. Like I live in the China. This is wrong. I live in China, this is correct. Before countries, before cities, you are not required to use the word, okay? The article, in fact. Do not use the with things in general, like she likes the pizza. Maybe she likes the pizza. She likes pizza. This is correct. But when we have a situation like she likes the pizza from Tony's restaurant, this is become specific because she likes a pizza which is basically made in Tony's restaurant. Now we have to use the because the sentence is like very specific. So now we have a very good quiz which will give you a brief introduction and brief identification of areas and give you a chance to guess when we use a, when we use an. And remember these rules. If you have these rules in your mind, then definitely you will solve all these quiz questions. And I also uploaded this quiz on our Facebook page. The link is in the description to join our Facebook page, and I highly recommend you to join that group because at that platform you can practice as much as you can your English, improve your English, and I will also upload the answers of all these quiz questions on the same group. So please join the group. So first quiz question is Leonardo is dash actor. Actor again, it's simply an actor. But if we see A, but we have to see the sound of vowels. Although it has a vowel, but the sound of vowel is also the same. Actor. A is like a actor. So we have to use an because it sounds the vowel of A. So B option is correct in that situation. Next one is Jim plays dash basketball after school. So in that situation, we have option D because there is no required some kind of articles. Why we use not the? Because basketball is not a specific game for Jim. Maybe they have. If the sentence is something like James plays the basketball when only basketball after school. if we use a word like basketball and after in between there is a word like only, then the situation becomes so specific, then we have to use the, but there is no specific situation in the sentence, so there is no need of articles. So this is like explanation that if you have a guess that in some situations there is no need of articles, maybe the situation exit like this example, in those situations you do not have to use some articles. And the third MCQs is my new office has a window, simple, a window. There is a problem with the equipment. And number five is the only light, the only specific only light. And he has interesting, again sound of vowel is I, so an is used. We have been to, because before country names we can't use the, so again here there is no need of article. So in this way you can solve all these quiz questions and post your answers at our Facebook page, and I will upload the answers as soon as possible. So please join the page as well, check the description, and also subscribe this channel, because I am going to update this channel on regular basis, and I will try my best to give you the best solutions to improve your English. So please subscribe and share it with your friends. Thank you very much.